Well, hello, everybody. I am so thrilled today to introduce you to this amazing, beautiful woman who has only been on her health journey for 3 months. And I can't wait for her to share her story with you because it's been amazing, all the results she's gotten in just 3 short months. So, Jen, come on and you tell the world who you are. Tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. I am from Burnet, Texas. Born and raised Texan. Married for 21 years. I have a 14-year-old son and a 20-year-old daughter. I work
Wow.
from home and live in the country now, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
So,
So tell me about what it was that you were struggling with, or what it is that you needed help with when you decided to start, taking care of your health.
well, I knew that fasting. I've been researching and learning more and more about fasting, and going about eating better and stuff like that. But I got arrogant thinking that I could do it by myself. And I learned that I need help through that journey. I need more education
Yeah. So
on it.
you have prediabetes, right?
I was
Yeah.
diabetic. They actually, said I was diabetic.
Yeah. Okay. Did that scare you when you were
Oh, very much so.
diagnosed? Yeah.
Yeah, especially when with my mom dying from, from complications of that too as well. So
Yeah.
very much so. That's what
Yeah.
started it.
Yeah. And when were you diagnosed with diabetes?
I was diagnosed 1 year ago in March.
1 year. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Well,
so
no,
when you were
it's 2 years.
diagnosed, go ahead.
2 years. March is just when it kind of escalated last year. So it's been a
Okay.
year.
So when you got diagnosed and knowing that your mom had passed away from diabetes, what was going through your mind about it? Were you just did you kind of panic, or did you kind of say, I'm going to figure this out? Or
Well, because like last March, that's when my eyesight started doubling, and I knew that
ah,
that puts the fear in me. When I can't see my kids, that's when it put the fear in me. But so I knew that was it. I immediately, my brain just immediately switched to, okay, let's change it
yeah. And how are you physically feeling? Like, were you physically, did you have fatigue, or
all the time.
or
I napped. I wanted to nap all the time. I was very sluggish. I didn't want to, jump up and do anything. I
mhm,
was tired all the time.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and having kids, I mean, that takes a lot of energy, and I'm sure that was a strain in trying to navigate all of the wife and mother duties that you have, right? And I'm sure that was really hard to try to get everything done when you need to get done when you're feeling like crap.
Yeah. It made me
Yeah.
feel very inadequate. And that's always
Oh.
been one of my words. But because I felt that I was going to always struggle because of my health. And that was going to make me struggle in all aspects of my life.
So you felt your thought was that you were always just going to struggle and this is going to be normal for you.
I think because I
Mm,
just go by, family history and all
mm.
that, especially when I'm alone and, you know, in my journey, I didn't have anybody that really understood as much. Yeah.
So fast forward to today, you don't feel
Yay.
that way anymore, right? I mean,
No.
obviously, I mean, you know that you can do it. I mean, when you decided to join the academy and decided to do this work, you were, I think, a little skeptical, but you were excited because
There.
you were one of the first people that when I opened up the academy, you joined. I think you're the first one, and you were
Overachiever.
excited. Yeah. Why were you so excited about deciding to take the step to start the process of reversing your diabetes and losing weight?
Well, it's kind of like the academy was on my way through my path. It's like, the next that, the door opening for me to get to the next level of going on the same path. So that's why I was pretty excited because you were just saying everything I needed to hear, that I knew I was going on the right path. You were just going to, help me along the way, with the sisters. So yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
and
no
let's
brainer.
let's share your results. I mean, these are pretty incredible in just a short period of time, but just in 3 months, okay, your blood sugars you said were the high 30s, up into the high 70s, and now they're averaging 92 to 120. Amazing. Your A1C when you started was 6.3. We haven't retook your A1C yet. We will be retaking it, and it will be down. I know it. You've lost 23 inches, and you're down 34 and a half, or you've lost 23 pounds, and you're down 34 and a half inches. Girl, that is crazy.
That does look like a big number.
I mean, you
Yeah.
must be down sizes, obviously, too.
Yeah, I dropped down. I'm not, wearing around just yet. I kind of want to.
But when you see that, I mean, Jen, when you see that, that's what you have done in such a short period of time. What does that look like when it's shown to you in perspective like that, when it's actually proven on paper? What does that feel like for you?
That gives me chills, because I have to see it, once I see it, then it's like, okay, I did do that. If you don't, I can't look in the mirror and say, hey, yeah, it has to be, I have to see it all in all aspects. So yeah, it makes me pretty excited.
Yeah, and I, when we do your A1C in a couple months, I know it'll be down, and that'll be fun too because your people are always told they can't reverse their diabetes, and they're going to be stuck with their A1Cs being high unless they're on medications. And you are one that your doctor wanted to put you on medication, but you didn't, correct?
I chose not to, yes.
Yeah.
And when I first got diagnosed, oh yeah, they gave me the handful of everything. And when my mom passed, I stopped immediately taking them. And not because I knew what to do yet, but now, and then when they try to get me back on it last March, and I said, I know which path I'm supposed to be on. I don't know exactly how to go about it, but I know that I'm not doing drugs. That's just not going to happen for me.
Yeah, and that actually is pretty amazing that you were able to make that decision because I know how much pressure you get from your physicians, and the non-education that you
Yeah,
guys get because they're busy and they don't know how to reverse diabetes. That's
right.
just they don't believe that you can, even though
No,
we prove it wrong all the time. But
yeah,
I'm blown away that you had um the strength to say no. However, you had a plan, and that plan was to find somebody that could
yeah,
coach you and help you through that process.
very
That's
much
where
so.
I think it was different because you knew you would be able to find,
Right.
some help within the academy to do that.
Yeah, they always put they were telling me, it kept going over and over, that even though I was dropping all the other medication, because you're diabetic, you're going to have to be on a statin, pretty much all your life. You know that, right? And I go, mm-mm. It was just a constant. But yeah, I held my ground because I knew there's just something that I wasn't supposed to be on those drugs.
Well, and you saw your mom on those drugs, and it basically her quality of life was terrible, right?
It very much. And all they did was up it. They just kept upping her drugs. And it still didn't help anything. And then from there she got cancer. So I knew that the drugs had played a part in that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to go down that path.
Yeah. So you chose to take the step to take care of your health. Did you, I mean, there was no hesitation. I mean, like I said, you were one of the first people that signed up. So when you started doing this work, were you blown away at how quickly you started to feel? Because how do you feel now? Do you feel a lot better? I mean, what are some of the things that have changed for you since you've gotten your hormones more balanced and lost, 23 pounds and down 35 inches? I mean, seriously. How are you feeling physically
I
now?
feel great. I'm more energetic. I want to go lay down. I don't take a nap. Don't want to take a nap. My thing is, I am more confident going into the stores now or going into a restaurant now. I am confident because I know what to look for in the way, what to read, in reading everything. And I know that I know what's right for me, what's wrong for me. Whereas before it was awful. I
Yeah.
hated going shopping. I mean, I still
Yeah.
do. Who wants to go? But now it's not because of that. It's I'm okay with going shopping now because I know what to look for and I know how to bypass pretty much everything in that store.
Yeah.
Um, but
So
yeah,
on a scale of 1 to 10, how convinced are you that you're going to reverse your diabetes?
oh, 11, 12, 100. I know that I will.
Mhm.
I know, but I'm also know that my body is different than everybody else's. We're all different. I used to think that, if it's not happening right now, then I'm doing something wrong and it's never going to happen. But I know I'm going to get there. So
What has been the favorite part so far of your journey of doing the work this far? What has been the highlight for you so far?
the academy,
Mm,
the women, you and all the other women, just building those bonds and learning more about them every time because, when you go into a call, when we have our calls and stuff, I learn more about what everybody's going through and I'm like, I'm not alone, or
mhm.
they're not alone. So it's nice that knowing that everybody, even though we're all in different walks of life, we're all going through different stages, that we still are struggling in one way or another, and
Mhm.
it's nice. That I think that's the main thing that was, other than the education that I got or
Yeah, I
am
love
still
that.
getting.
I love that because I personally think that, and this is why I created the academy, because I think that you get more results when you can have a influence of team or a team of people
Hmm.
where you can get your questions answered if you have questions, where you can have a support system. Because
Right.
why do women not get results? It's because one, they don't know what to do, and two,
Hmm.
they're frustrated and they don't feel supported. I think that's the main two
Right.
reasons.
Right. Well, it's
You
not
know?
just that. I mean, you look online and people are Googling, all over social media, and you're
Yeah.
bombarded with all different ways. You can lose weight doing this way. You can, this kind of stuff, and just weeding through all of the, you know, not the
Mhm.
negatives, to
Yeah.
the right, to actually find the truth is what is really nice.
Yeah, and I love that you said that too, because that's one of the main things that I try to teach all the girls here in this group too, and especially when you join the academies. I want to take the confusion out.
Yeah.
I want to take the confusion out for women, and I
Mhm.
want to give them a structure that they can follow
Yep.
and they can get support on, so that they don't feel like they're floundering. So, this is what I hate about programs, and I've joined a few programs like this, not health related, but other programs where you join a program and then you never see the coach. You have to watch all these videos, which is fine,
Mhm.
but you never get your questions answered about the videos, or you never, there's so much confusion because you don't know who to ask. That to me, I told myself when I ever created my program, I would not do that. And I
Right.
make sure that you girls always have your questions answered and you have a
Oh, very
place
much
to
so.
go every day to ask your
Right.
questions. I think, don't you think that is like super, has that been beneficial and helpful for you?
I love how the protocol. I love how you have it set up from how we start. Start is you have steps, and there's a reason for those steps. And once you get into it, a few weeks, you're looking back at what have done and go, okay, now it makes sense that the reason why I can't do this yet is because I need to know about all of this first. And me being a checklist person, I love order. Now I understand why. Okay, now I know why not to jump the gun on certain things because we need to know all this before we even move on to that. So that's what I love about the program. Yes.
Yeah, and what I love is seeing somebody like you who was super excited at the beginning. This is only 3 months ago. Super exciting, a little bit skeptical, but just seeing when you first came how you were a little bit uncertain and insecure and a little bit, like kind of sad. And now to see you today just
Yeah.
smiling and 35 inches, smaller and 23 pounds lighter, and your blood sugar's lower, and just you can tell in your whole demeanor that you are that you feel confident that you're on your way to reverse your diabetes, because you are.
Right.
That is so powerful, to have that empowerment, to have that
Right.
power. You've taken your power back.
Right. And I know that when I do have the negative, which always will, I know now that it doesn't stay long, because I know I have some tools to work that stuff out of the way. So yeah, I'm so grateful for that.
Yes, you do, girl. Well, I am so proud of you. I thank you for sharing your story, and I want you to say one last piece of advice to the ladies who are watching this who are going to be inspired by you, because you know they are. I mean, I know when you joined, you were inspired by watching somebody who gave their, testimony. So somebody's going to be watching this. I want you to speak to that woman right now who needs to hear from you. What would you tell her?
To never give up. I mean, as long as we keep trying to better our health, to look for those that are going through the same as we are, and to keep trying to better yourself, but keep looking for those who can help you there. Because some people just want to give up, because life does make you feel like there's just no hope, but there always is. And as long as you can find something like this program, this group, this Academy of Sisters, you'll have somebody there to help you through it, whatever you're going through.
Well, you are amazing. Congratulations on, 35 inches, 23 pounds. I mean, that is amazing. And I just want to show you your graphic one more time, because this is amazing, Jen. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. And we'll see you in another few months to see, what your progress is from here. Because, I always do update videos. So I can't wait to share with the rest of the world what you're going to be in another 3 months, which will just be
see myself.
great. Thanks, Jen. You're awesome.
Thank you.